Good afternoon, Bob, wherever you are. There you are.
There I am.
How you doing, bud?
Yeah, yeah. Now, now I can hear. I had to get. What did we do? You were on,
Okay,
and then my picture had to come up so I could unmute.
right.
So okay.
Yeah, all right. Now your controls, and you need to practice. Do your
I
controls are in your left. Should be in the left hand bottom there. There should be if you'll pull your mouse pointer down, it will show a microphone all the way to your left. That
yeah, I see. Mute.
yeah,
Start video participants. Chat.
all the way to the
Read. Huh?
all the way to the left. There's an icon, a microphone at the bottom.
It is a microphone. Yes.
Right now, you can strike that. You can mute it. The video. You can turn the video off. That's where you do all that. And
Yeah.
what now? Did you have to agree to the recording? Did that
No,
come
it
up?
didn't ask me. No, it didn't ask me.
Okay. Well, I have mine set so that every time I fire up, uh, I record because I often forget that, and most of what
Yeah.
I do is a recording. And but the thing you can do is you can go to open your Zoom anytime and just go through and practice this kind of stuff. But what we can do is when you are getting prepared for the June event, uh, just get in a position that you are going to do it, and we'll meet again and practice. But I can make you the host if you need to be. Uh,
And when I did it before for these several weeks in Maryland, my friend Paul was host, and he ran it. He started this, and he ran the operation. He did it from his house. Of course, he wasn't in the room with me. He did it from his house, like you could do it
right.
from where you are.
Yeah.
Uh, and what we would do, um, um, he was like you. He was very tech savvy, and so for my part, and I'm not asking you to do this. I'm doing what we did. Uh, we had these three books from Joy, which were beautifully illustrated.
Right.
So I went through the third three times and made in effect, my lecture notes.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few days ahead of time, I would send Paul my notes, and I would indicate in there where he could perhaps insert a graphic, picture, map, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we started, we really worked, if I know what I'm talking about, we worked from his notes and not mine.
Right.
Though I had mine. He had his, as host, he had his, and as I was talking about Aristotle and whatever, and I had indicated to Paul a graphic here, he would pop in the graphic. I couldn't see the graphic.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could, I was so intent on doing my part, I didn't notice it.
Right.
But then all the way through the conversation, as I had indicated previously, he put in a graphic. So that was what we did there. But there were a lot of graphics available for those books. I mean, we could lift the graphics from the book, or if he couldn't use my graphic on Copernicus, Copernicus is available on the Google. So he would, you know, and he could do it quickly, and we had it working that way. So that was that. Now
we can do the same thing. I can do the same.
Okay, but let me what I'm thinking of as an entree into the June thing. I am part of it is I'm getting acquainted with the folks here. I'm beginning to know them. They're beginning to trust me. I went to the Bible study again this morning with a sweet, hard-headed fundamentalist teaching from Titus. But I had done it. This was the third time I had been there. So I felt real free to interact, not to challenge her, but to interact. And she was appreciative, and the three women who were also in there were really pleased. And then one of them at lunch today said, "You added a whole lot to that." So gradually, I'm letting them know me that I like them. They're nice people, and they're smart, and so forth. So for what I'm going to do with June is not a Bible study, but a study of the Bible. And I know that I'm going to start out with Psalms, with the Psalter, talk a little bit about what the Psalter is. And then for those in the room, I will have given them a sheet with the Psalms I'm going to be doing. First of all, are Psalm 1 and 23, 22, 23, just excerpts. They can't read all of that stuff. So the 4 or 5 people who might be in the room with me will have the sheet, and we'll read through. I'll talk, then they'll read through. So I know how to do that without nothing. We didn't try to Zoom that at Brightview. Other stuff we did Zoom, but we didn't try to Zoom that. So I'm doing Psalms, and the people in the room have excerpts of 4 or 5 Psalms that after I do my talking, we'll read, and I'll kind of exegete a little bit as we go through, so forth. My question is, how do you're in Alabama and you're on the Zoom, how do I give you my notes so that you can at least follow on? Or I could call on JW, why don't you read Psalm 23? Or read what I have excerpted from Psalm 90 or whatever it is. How would I do that for you?
Okay.
You don't have to tell me now, but that's what I want to do.
All I need you to do is to email, and I would suggest that you've been doing your credo in Page, and you may have a reason why you don't email it, but it certainly is a lot cheaper to do that, and you can get it widespread without printing it if you wanted to do that.
I've discovered that in my iPad that I've got a thing, an app that I can punch, send a copy, and it sends it immediately. So yeah, I can do that. So, all right.
Okay.
I've got 4 people in the room with me. We're talking Psalms. Got 4 or 5 people scattered around. When we know, I'm a question now. We know that JW and Tom and Dexter and Joy are also on this Zoom.
Yeah.
I can immediately send them the same notes. Just click and send them the same notes. And it comes up where? On theirs, on their email, or okay. And you talk to me. Okay.
Well, all right. There are several things that we can do.
You know what I want to do? You tell me how to do it. Because I don't know. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, if you want this prepared, not just for that room, but later for your video.
Okay.
after everything is done and said, if there's any mess ups or any things that you want to add, I can add all of that in the editing part.
Okay, all right.
So that's not a problem. Okay.
Okay.
If you want, say, during the presentation for someone who is attending
Yeah.
to read something, you ask them to unmute themselves, and and then they can speak. It will only be heard from your computer speaker unless you are connected to the screen there at the center. If
Yeah.
if you can connect to the screen at the center, then it will show up there. Now, if I were there with you, I could put a external speaker out and it come over that. But the main thing is when they speak, it will be recorded, and I'll have that recorded.
Okay.
I'll take all of that, and then what I do is I will edit it. I can make corrections, a certain amount of corrections. Then I can put it on YouTube. Then before anybody sees it, you can look at it and see if there are changes that you want made to it. At that moment, we can do that. I can add
Okay.
any, if you want to do any word of introduction on the video, saying who you are and what this is
Yeah.
about. Or I can, for example, if you are reading from Psalm 23, I can actually put that as in the past. And if it's projected on the screen in the room where you are, people can see all of that there.
Yeah.
But I control all that. And I'm with you. I think the best thing is for you to give attention to your assignment, which is to do the lecture. And
Right.
my assignment is to take care of you while you do that lecture.
Right.
And
Now the question, I'm not sure this is the follow-up question. And they've got big screen TVs all over the place here, on the wall, big screen TVs.
right.
And we're going to meet in one of two rooms that has a big table. And the table works. I did the table in Brightview. I could hear better. They could hear me, and they're better than chairs just in a big room or something like that. So, I mean, Brightview had capacity. I could be in one room. I could be in one room, and then what I was doing, they could project that on a big screen with anybody else in the other room in there that wanted to watch it. Now, if I know what I'm talking about, those watching it in the other room did not have the capacity to interact. They could just watch it.
Correct.
But anybody on Zoom could watch it. But then the 4 Sundays that is my wrap up when I did Dr. Wright's book, we did it in a room, and Leon set it up so that everybody in the room could be on the Zoom, and then everybody in the room could be on. I could talk with them in the room, and then all of them that were on Zoom could also talk.
Correct.
But he had that set up in a room, and I found out later that in the aftermath of what I did, that they've gone back and just made that room, which was used to be the library, kind of into a studio. So they've done that. I talked with Sheila this afternoon. Sheila is the activity director, and I said, "Can we do Zoom here?" And she says, "We've never done Zoom here, but I'm sure we could do it. We could get it set up."
Yeah.
So,
well,
and she said we might need somebody to, maybe Aaron, the building guy, can do it, or somebody could show us how to do it, to make it as comprehensive as possible. Is what I want.
Well, let me explain what it does. you are on Zoom now.
Yeah.
All the screen does is to duplicate your screen on the screen. That's all it does. So
Yeah.
we are doing Zoom on this. It's on your computer. All that you're doing is duplicating it on that screen. It will.
Yeah.
But now, the only thing we need to do is to practice that, because I wish I were close there with you, because I do that every Sunday. I teach the same thing. I project it, duplicate it on the screen for the class, and the recording, and that's how I record mine each time.
Are you in the room with them teaching? You go to the church.
Absolutely. I
Okay.
can't. I've done it from Georgia to Alabama.
Right. Yeah.
I can't do that, just like we're doing. And I would say to you, I know how much you enjoy interacting with people, and I would
Yeah.
like to see you use this medium to do that kind of conversation with your friends that you have such good contact with as well.
Yeah.
Anybody that has Zoom, FaceTime, it is interacting face to face is so much better
Yeah.
than just on the phone. But to answer your question, what we do generally do is there's a cord that you will attach to your computer. It will attach to the screen. The problem I've run into a time or two is that when you attach them, that if you don't know how to do it, it sometimes will not. It will knock off your uh, view of your computer, and you've got to have that, if I understand correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Screen, okay, and that's on. We'll have to practice that ahead of time to be certain that we don't run into that complication.
And the best one that I did was these last times at Westmoreland, because I sat. The table was long, it's long. People gathered all around the table, and I just sat to one side of the table. I talked with the people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that Leon had it set up, I was very much in the screen. If somebody on the Zoom screen talked, then I could turn and talk with them.
Yeah.
But also talk. So it was very interactive, very
Good.
interactive. But I don't know how Leon did it. But one Sunday it goofed and it fritzed, and we didn't suffer that when he couldn't finish or something, because it wasn't wired properly. Somehow or another, something happened. We started and then it fritzed on us. I don't know what that was. So my question is, do I need to get somebody here to get us a room set up to avoid stuff?
Well,
to get the wire, you plug in the wire from the computer to the whatever.
What I would suggest is you talk with their activities. There is only one cord that you have to connect. I can't name the cord, but it's plugs into the screen and plugs into your computer. And I feel certain that your activities director will know how to do that. And what you need to do is in the next week or so, just go into that room, carry your computer, set that up, and we'll connect on Zoom and practice it, just like we're doing. And as far what's happening is, if you will sit just like you are now in front of your computer, and if you want to position your computer to include those in the room, you can easily do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then you will have access to everyone on Zoom. Now, on the Zoom view, I would what I do to get the best benefit of screen share and what we show and what we record, you need to practice this. Up in your right hand, pull your mouse down back and pull up all of those features on the.
Yeah.
All right, look up in your right hand corner. You see where it says view. It's got sign in and view up in the right hand corner. You see that? You should be at the top. The two words, the three words, sign in and view, all the way at the top. And if you
no, I don't. I have the on the upper right. I have the icon for the camera, and then the bars. Then I have a speaker, looks like a speaker volume,
okay,
and then the twirler, and then I have a little icon that I punch and it says speaker view, gallery view, center
okay,
stage.
that's what we want. Yeah, that's what I do is I go up there and there's I completely minimize. You can't do that until you want to either. I would just put it on a speaker view because I don't think you want your when the I share the screen, it'll have a different.
I just did you then. I took myself out.
Yeah, right. Okay, and that's speaker view. Then you got gallery and some others.
And got gallery and then center stage, and then hide non-video participants.
Yeah, and you can practice with that, but I'm gonna.
Oh, I see what I'm. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm gonna show you this. Let me go down to the screen share. What would happen is that I would go to, and you'll provide me with the notes. Now on screen share, I can actually. What did that do? It takes the host completely out of it. I'm not even on the screen now.
No, you're on my. Yeah, I'm not, and you are.
Okay.
I'm not, but you are.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what I'm doing. Since I'm the thing, I'm controlling it.
You're the host. Yeah.
Right. All right. So let me get back.
So I go to share.
Yeah. Well, I can make it where you can share the screen, but you don't really need to, because until you are more familiar with it, I'll just do that from here and let you do the teaching. I can tell you, trying to manipulate technology and teach it as well.
I can't. I don't want to do that. That's more than I can.
Right, and I felt that was the case. So what we'll do is all of the graphics, notes. I don't necessarily need the notes, but I'd like to have them.
Yeah, right.
But the graphics, see, I can duplicate those, and I would probably put them on a PowerPoint. But I would share that with you, let you approve what I've done. And but you send me what you want to show, and as soon as they're available, so I can go ahead and prepare my side of it. And I think I can make it look decent.
Yeah. All right, now I want to call up when I did the Hakeem books, the science books.
Right.
I would call up my notes. I would go to screen share somehow or another and go in, and I could put my notes that I could talk from on the screen. And there was also a way that I could put those same notes on the public screen. But I don't know what I'm talking about. So now where's share screen, and what I've got? Is it just share?
Yeah, down at the bottom it's got, but I'll have to, the host has to give you permission, and I'm not real sure right now. I'll find it. Let me see where.
Okay.
where I can give you permission to try it and see if it will do. I don't think it will until I see if it'll help. Did it let you share?
Yeah. Well, he
Okay.
gave me a bunch: screen, photos,
Okay.
iCloud, Dropbox, Google Drive. It's really it's all of my notes are Google.
Okay. We'll have to work on that exactly how. Is
Yeah.
that the way you want to teach from that, or you want to teach from your screen?
I did both. I had the hard copy, here, and I had it on the screen also.
Okay.
Because what you get to do, I don't just read the notes. I'm going through and I'm talking about. If I'm really into it, I can talk about it more than read it.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that I did with Joy's books, those 3 books that I did so much with, were not technical, but they were not familiar. So I had to kind of read more of those notes.
Right.
But the stuff that I did on Dr. Wright's book, I knew what I wanted to do there. I don't tend to know his book. So I didn't have to read notes. I had notes, but I could talk about that, which is what I prefer to do. I have my notes, like you do a sermon. You got your manuscript, but you're not bound by it. You don't just stand there and read it. So part of what the 4 Sundays that I did on my way out of Westmoreland were the best that I did because of the setup. I do think it was because of the setup, the way the room was set, and I was not in the center. I was really off to the upper right of the long table, looking down the table at the 8 or 10 or 15 people, whoever were in there. And then and the way the room was set up behind me was the big screen with the Zoom participants on the big screen over my shoulder.
Right.
But that's just the layout, the way that my friend Leon set it up in that room. But that was a happy way to do it.
Yeah.
I was not talking to the screen. Maybe that's it. I was talking to the people in the room.
Yeah, and that's
not talking to the Zoom screen.
Well,
that was what I did.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to do the screen share. You don't to have your notes. What is on your screen will only be for you. In other words, you can just pull up your Word document or whatever you got
the
on
Google document.
All that we're picking up is your image on the camera. All the other activities coming from my computer. That's what will happen when we do that. Now, to make sure I'm comfortable with it, when you get me, when we get all the documents and you are, reasonably close, we just have, for my safety, and I'd like for us just to do what we're doing today whenever it's a good, comfortable time. I don't think putting it on screen share is what you want to do. Yeah.
I didn't do that last 4 rounds. I did not do screen share. It was like us.
Right.
I was in the room, and then you were also on Zoom. I was not running it. I wasn't controlling it. And if Leon was doing it, if you wanted to talk, then you were on the screen, you were on the Zoom, then somehow you could just talk. Maybe you stayed open mic the whole time. That part I don't know. But it was a very interactive, from the table and from the Zoom, very interactive.
Well, what you want to do with your participants on Zoom is to ask them to mute them, or actually I can mute them, but
Paul always muted them. Paul did muted, and then because invariably somebody feeding the dog back in the corner there, or something, and so.
Well, what I would mute them, and then if they wanted to speak, all you have to do to unmute yourself is just to push your space bar and hold it down and talk and then let it go. Or, but most people our age have difficulty doing the simplest things coming to talk.
They do.
So,
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Well, I've been as nice as
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
but I feel a lot safer, with us practicing a time or two.
Oh, I want to. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and see, we can do that anytime. If you're free, I'm free. It doesn't matter. I can just for example, if I knew you were going to come on, I can just set one up and you can hook on and, so we'll do that a time or two. I want you to be comfortable. I want to be comfortable. I don't want to mess it up with you.
No. Now, how do I get you? I mean, you gave me the invitation. Do I save your link, or how do I get you?
Well, save that one. But probably for my safety, until I know exactly how this works, is I'll just send you one each time by email.
Okay.
It's easy to do. You say, call me up and say, let's meet, and I'll just do one and send it right then. And that's the easiest and safest way.
But it's the same. It's the same thing every time, though. I mean, the same link and same meeting number and all like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's correct, Bob. But I've been where I actually signed on in a different way and ended up with cutting people out because I'd set up another meeting. So I just don't want to go through all that. So we'll just do it the same way. And just you. But now you can set up what's called recurring meetings and use the same link for every one of those. Right now, I just want to do what's safe. Now, now, when it comes down to it, the most important thing in what we're doing now is that we get it recorded so that it can be on YouTube. That's what I think your ultimate goal is, because that's going to give you the exposure you want,
right?
Where you can share it. Now that brings up this question: do you remember how to? Do you have your information on your YouTube as far as your password, etc.?
Somewhere, I'd have to find it again, but I hope I saved that.
Okay. Yeah. What we need to do on that is to walk through you making me a manager as well. So and I tried this with Willene yesterday, making her a manager on mine. Probably when you go to your YouTube channel, your information is probably going to be saved and it'll come up automatically. But I went to it and you got 2 clips on there that someone put up just to see if it will work, apparently.
Yeah.
I went to it and but the reason I'll need to be made a manager is so that I can edit the recording. Then I would post the recording in a privately. I'll send you and you can go there and review it, and you can tell me what needs to be changed, etc.
Okay.
And whenever it's like you want it, then we will make it public.
Okay. All right. Okay. I've got a link. I mean, I've got a YouTube and a password. So in a minute I'll try it and see.
Well, yeah, but then I had to go to Google and ask how to make someone else share a screen from somebody in another place, and we'll have to go through that. I think you go to their settings, and add another manager, you and whoever you assign or manage.
Okay, all right,
Of course,
okay.
I'm not going to do you any harm,
No,
but all I would want is it just would make it much easier for me to do all of it from here.
oh, yeah, yeah,
So,
yes, yeah.
uh,
Uh,
but
now, when you go back, when you do the Sunday school class at your church,
mhm.
how are you set up with that? How is the room set up? What is the arrangement of the room? Tell me how
I'm
you set
sitting,
that up?
I'm sitting just like you are with the screen behind me that the people look at, but they are seeing everything that I put on my screen up there.
Are people in the room with you also?
Right. They see what I use is PowerPoint. And so when my screen, when I go to share screen, I share my PowerPoint with them and I go through my PowerPoint. If you go to my channel, you'll see how it operates. And it's HOBABJW, or you can just probably
What is it? Do it
H
again.
HOBABJW, and that's my channel name.
Okay.
Or you can probably just put J.W. Wallace into.
Yeah, that would bring it up too. Yeah.
You'll see
Uh,
what comes up. That's what's being recorded, and I sit. I don't have to. Well, I have to see my screen because I'm using the PowerPoint
yeah.
and teaching from the all of the graphics and stuff that I put on there, and I'm doing that by sharing my screen with them.
And you've prepared that ahead of time, obviously, ahead of time with everything that you want that you prepare ahead of time, and then you bring that up. And that's essentially what I did on the science books, except I didn't see the graphics. Paul did the graphics,
Right.
and I never did see them.
Right. And I would do them here like that. And again, just for assurance sake, as long as we get you recorded, conversational with whatever is recorded, even if something went wrong there, I can add the graphics when I do the editing.
Okay.
There's all kinds of ways that you can correct and mistakes that are made.
Yeah.
And so what I would do is when you send me your graphics, I will probably just put them into a PowerPoint so that when you say something about a subject that needs a graphic, then I'll just push a button here and the graphic will come up and will show on your screen and the Zoom screen, and as well as the screen for those in the room should you
Okay.
get
Yeah.
set
Yeah.
up with it.
Yeah.
So everything.
Okay. We'll have to just get it. I mean, for
Oh,
you to do what you're doing is a huge help.
uh,
Uh, and uh, and I'm really excited to do it. I mean,
good.
I've got all this great stuff just stuck away here that I
Yeah.
want to find ways to use again.
Well,
Uh,
and if you are doing something on the, if something comes up, you're going to do it there. Want to do this? We don't have to have that big screen. Your
yeah,
computer,
right.
your computer, and you sitting in front of that, or just audio as far as those, and the graphics are sufficient enough that we can make it, I think, presentable, something you'll be proud of.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, and I could just lecture for that matter. I mean,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
just you and me. I'm on the screen talking, and we're recording, and then you go back and do your foo-foo stuff with it. Yeah,
Everything
yeah,
we're doing right now is being recorded.
yeah. Okay.
When I close this out, this is why I use Zoom to do uh, anything I want to do in regards to video, because when I close this meeting out, Zoom will automatically uh, do what is called the conversion, and will convert it to what's called an MP3 or 4 file, which is a video file. Not only that, it will also save a audio file, so you have both. So it's fun. What you're doing is fun. What I'm doing is fun. So,
right. But combine it is terrific. Now, when I did Zoom, I bought unlimited. I mean, I paid for it. So
yeah,
mine is not limited. I guess yours is the same way.
it is.
I pay
But it
a little bit money a month.
Yeah, if you didn't have it, because I'm the host, then it can be unlimited. So only one person has to on the Zoom call have an unlimited to go and do it without limitations.
Yeah, yeah. When I was starting with it, I was working with the church, and it was limited to an hour.
Yeah,
an hour. But then when I began to do it myself, I think it's $15 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I just did it.
Yeah.
So all the way through. Well, for two old men, I think we're going to do well with this.
I think so, and so anything that comes up that you have a question about, I want you to be easy with it. But
yeah,
and you can feed me graphics any way you choose. You can
or I can. I'm thinking already. I'm going to do these Psalms. As I go through the various Psalms, I could send you my notes.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one is a tree planted by springs of water.
Mm-hmm.
You can find a tree, or something like that,
yes,
all the way through like that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Google has an amazing images. Anything I want, I just go to images on Google, and it pulls them up. When you pull your Google up, it's got that second icon for images, and any subject you want has an image of some kind.
Well, I didn't realize that I had been using in these weekly sessions at Brightview. I always had a little graphic at the top of the session that I handed out, and I went to Church Clip Art.
Yeah,
and it was free, and I could find a little clever something to stick in there at the top of. But I didn't do graphics through the presentation. I just did it at the top of the page.
Yeah. One of the things I'm doing now is I'm using screenshot to make most of my notes. For example, if I'm listening to a lecture like Ian McGilchrist, if I'm listening, he's got graphic that I want, I just make a screenshot and use that. And I do it with movies as well. If there's a movie has a picture in it or a graphic in it, I just make a screenshot and use it on PowerPoint.
You're confusing me. What is screenshot?
Well, look down on your computer, and you'll see alternate, and you'll see PRTSC. You'll see a little button. It's on the bottom row. You should see one that's got PRT. It may be on the top somewhere on your. And what you do is, if you're watching something and you want to make a screenshot, you just push that and click your mouse or whatever, and it'll make and save a picture of that particular item on your screen. I can make a picture of you and me right now and save it.
I've got another little button: apps, meeting settings, background and effects, notes.
I'm talking, Bob. I'm talking about on your keyboard, not on.
Oh, the keyboard. Oh no, right on the keyboard.
Yeah, BRTSC. It's just a clip. You should be on your. You got alternate on your right hand side of your space bar, and there should be one there. PRT.
I've got
Okay.
CMD and I've got OPT.
CMDO. I don't know what that is, but you'll find it on there.
Yeah, I
And
will.
just play with it when you're watching
And
any
what am I looking for there? What are you telling me to look
a
on my?
button
Oh,
or screenshot, and it's print screen. Really, is what it is. Print screen. Excuse me. Is what you're looking for. And I use that. I have thousands of screenshots, and I file them away. Since I can't write, most of my notes, if I'm making, watching something, and it has a graphic that has writing on it that I'll need, then I'll do that, and then I can go back and work with it later. Um, it's a great tool, and I only have been using it about 6 months myself. I found it just to be
yeah.
invaluable.
It made it. I'm on an iPad, and that device, that
Yeah,
app may not be on this iPad.
I bet it's
Uh,
not. I bet it's
yeah,
not. Yeah, that's probably the case.
yeah,
Uh, but anyhow, that's a great tool.
yeah.
Now, do you use Google Docs?
Everything's Google Docs.
Yeah,
Totally, everything I write is Google Doc, and that way it's on the computer, on my phone, everywhere that I need it.
yeah,
So it's all Google Docs.
good.
I
Well,
use, because I grew up with Word, but
right.
I do Google.
Yeah, well, anything I can receive, anything that uh, and will the graphics and anyone if you say I want a graphic for this, graphic for that, I can find it and put it on
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Um,
Well,
I'm really excited and grateful for all of this. This is
well,
going to be fun to do, and
yeah,
uh,
yeah, it is,
keep
and
us.
I enjoy it too. It gives me something further to do, and I enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, what do you do? You've taught Sunday school this past Sunday. Do you put that on YouTube, on your YouTube? And
Yeah, right.
okay.
What I'm teaching I've done a couple of did Ruth and let's see Ruth and one other book I can't think right that I've recently done that I put on there, and then my Sunday school lessons I've just begun doing that, so I don't have many on there, but I've got about nearly 500 videos on there, but these are over 15 years of, and a lot of it's just I have a number of interviews on there that I'm proud of. Uh,
Like with whom?
yeah, you go to YouTube to that HOBABJW.
Oh, that you have saved. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
Or interviews that you have done, or that you've saved.
no things I've done. These are things
Oh,
I've done and put on there. Uh,
well,
I've had a lot of fun doing that kind of thing.
you and I were masters of interviewing anyway. We did Monday morning with the minister.
Yeah,
We did that about 5 or 6 years there. We
and
did.
and
And
Linda
I
was real
learned,
proud of that.
we taught each other how to do that.
Yeah,
It was fun to do it. And we had a few, I remember we had the new county commissioner, whoever he was, and his whole thing was yes, no, okay, fine. We had an
absolutely.
hour to go, yes, no, fine, okay, with it.
Bert Lance was on. We did Bert Lance on there once.
Okay, yeah,
Where do you remember him?
that was fun. We did
Yeah,
it. It was great fun to do that.
yeah.
I don't know. We hardly ever had any feedback. It probably didn't go hardly out of the station, but it was fun. It was fun to do.
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I will talk. I'll keep playing with this, and we'll see where we go. And
What?
right away, I'm going to see about getting one of the rooms here set up uh, to make sure that we know what we're doing. And they've got some lovely rooms that I can use here with tables already in the room. So that's what I want to do. And they're completely agreeable to. They just haven't done it.
Yeah.
But Sheila, the head of it, the activity director, is really eager to do it because she's always, even in this month, what else can we be doing? Let's be doing it. So she's real agreeable to it.
Yeah. Well, but I can assure you, Bob, when you're dealing with technology, something will go wrong.
Go wrong, exactly. I've got it.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. So
just for the fun of it, when I'm going to close this out, I'm going to put, well, I think I'm going to, just so you'll see what we're recording, I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel privately and let you look at it and see what we've done and what is, and
I can call up HOBABJW.
Yeah.
Or just Wallace.
HOB as in boy.
HOB. You hobo.
Hobab the
HOB. HO boy. What?
HOBAB.
HO. I'll do it again. HOB.
A boy again. It's Moses' brother-in-law. The child of the wilderness.
HOBAB.
Correct.
Hobab. Hobab.
I say Bab because I'm from the South.
JW.
All right. Mm-hmm.
HOBABJW.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
That's it. Well, we're going to get it done.
Oh yeah, I know we will.
Yeah. All right. Well,
we may be old, but we're not done yet. Okay.
No, holler if there's anything you got a question about here.
Well, then I will. I'm gonna fool with it. Thank you. Good enough. Bye bye. I'm gonna do leave. Right? Hit leave.
Yeah. Just leave. Yeah.
Leave the meeting. Yes.
Yeah. Correct. You got it.